Okay.
Yeah, he ruined our last recording. Great going. Calling attention to the pop filters. That's what people want to hear.
Yep. Well, that's why I call them pop filters, because they're so popular.
Oh, yeah, you could be right there. They are pretty popular.
Yep.
I think a lot of recorders use them. But we don't use recorders. We use microphones.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyways, guys, hope you didn't miss us too much, because we're back with a new episode of Half in the Bag for you.
And this is Rich and Jack, and we're getting rid of those losers, Mike and Jay, and you're gonna get good content now. We're gonna fix your VCRs! I think I ruined another one.
No, it's fine.
Yeah.
But anyways, back to Superman v Batman.
Once again.
Yeah.
Yeah, it had lots of fun moments. It had lots of superheroes beating the crap out of each other, and sometimes really beating the crap out of each other.
Wait, did I say Chris Evans? Isn't Chris Evans the Captain America guy?
No.
Or am I wrong?
Who's Evans? I don't know. Maybe
Wait.
think of Christopher Nolan? I don't know.
No.
There's so many names.
Wait, Chris Evans is the half in the
Did
Red
you
Letter
actually
Media.
say that? Oh my goodness.
Is he?
Yeah, Chris Evans is is the half in the bag guy.
Wait, what's the name of the actor?
No, wait, it's Rich Evans.
Rich
Evans.
Is
Son of a gun.
Is Chris Evans
I don't think that's a thing. I think you made that up.
Who's the actor of Captain America?
The actor who plays him. Oh,
Yeah.
that I don't know. I know that
Is his name Chris Evans?
No, it might
No?
be Chris something, but I don't
Oh,
think...
okay.
Well, actually, I'll be honest. I have no idea.
Okay.
I don't follow that kind of stuff enough, so I just don't know.
Anyways, yeah, it was a good movie. Go see it.
Yep.
No.
That's it. Bye. Oh man, the Ant-Man character, the guy who acted as Ant-Man, you completely, it was like, who's this guy?
Yeah.
Who's the... I watched Ant-Man. That's the most recent Marvel movie I've seen, Ant-Man, and I was like, who the heck is this?
Yeah.
And after I've seen him, I'm like, wait a moment, I've seen that guy before. I know that guy.
It's the running joke
He's
in the movie, too.
yeah, and it's like, who could he be? Well, he's Ant-Man. And he gets in some decent shots into various characters, which is pretty nice.
Ant-Man's really the most OP, I think.
Well, yeah, he's both huge and small.
Yeah, and even when he's small, he's
OP.
super powerful
Yeah.
all the same. I like the scene where What's-Her-Face, Black Widow, like, zaps him when he's, like, beating her up. She's just, like, a little bug zap.
Yeah, little
thing.
bug zapper, and he goes flying.
Oh, how do you think this movie fares in comparison to, say, The Winter Soldier or the Avengers films?
The first Avengers movie, I would say, is actually my favorite because it's about friends getting together, or it's about people who don't really get along becoming friends.
Yeah.
And then the next two movies have been about people who were friends and for one reason or another aren't anymore, or aren't as good of friends as they used to be.
Yeah.
Like the second Avengers movie it cracked their relationship. This one, to a large degree, breaks it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's possible that they'll get back together. I mean, they kind of say they will get back together, but at the same time, it's kind of like, well, will they really? Well, of course they will, because it's the series and they have to. But it's more like their relationships are more broken again.
Yeah,
than fixed.
They get more and more broken as the movies go on.
Yeah.
I actually really liked the Winter Soldier movie as well.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I mean, it was a different kind of movie, and the Winter Soldier is a funnier character than they've had before. So if they can get him working, I mean, that'll really just sell this. Oh wait, sorry, that's episode 1. I'm thinking Jar Jar. No, the Winter Soldier is pretty good. Yeah. there's stuff I don't really care about him, like the whole "we can do things to your mind," and that excuses or that makes him do things, and it's
well, it doesn't excuse it. Like he even says, like I still did those things. Like he
really
acknowledges.
It should really excuse those things. It has to. You aren't in control of yourself. They have a legal definition called murder by automata. Where if you sneeze while you're driving and you hit someone because you sneezed, you are not legally or criminally liable for that death.
I guess I could go a little more into that. The post-credits scene, I believe it was. Spoilers.
Don't do that. Don't spoiler people. Spoil the movie without telling them that it's going to happen.
Okay, the Winter Soldier dies. No, I'm just kidding.
He gets his good arm torn off, and so they make him an Iron Man other arm. It's the coolest thing ever.
But he freezes himself because he feels he's a danger to people.
And it's true.
Yeah.
He is a danger to people. The issue is that that's voluntary.
Yeah.
And most of the movie...
He's involuntarily being, hunted down.
It's involuntary.
Well, they don't even really believe him, it seems.
Well, no, they definitely don't believe that. They believe that he is to blame for what he's expected to be blamed for. Except Steve, who is really more Superman than Superman has been in the last few movies.
Well...
Which is kind of sad.
Steve's the only one who has a connection with the Winter Soldier as well.
Yes, that's true. Yeah. He's also, though, he's got that whole idea of... plant myself in the ground and I'm not going to move because I know I'm right.
Yeah.
Which, that's a Superman thing.
Yeah.
And it's nice to have that in a character because you don't have that very often these days. You get, I don't know what right and wrong is. Really? How do you not know? Didn't your parents teach you nothing?
It's definitely more clever than Batman v Superman.
Yeah.
By a long shot.
Yeah.
Their motivations are all crystal clear.
Yep, their motivations are crystal clear without
and they're adequate too.
And they're good. They are decent motivations. I mean, Iron Man's, Tony Stark's motivation. You can see how it is weak. You can see how it is wrong.
Flawed.
Yeah, flawed. And how he is incorrect in his assumptions.
Yeah.
But you can understand how he comes to them. Because the movie is very strongly pushing him to those assumptions, to those conclusions.
And also, he definitely seems a bit weakened, like, emotionally speaking, right from the get-go. So he's, already leaning towards that from the start. And
he's been leaning towards weakness in the movies because of the whole deals with the various attacks and stuff.
He has lots of guilt issues.
Yeah. Things are his fault and he's got to fix them and he can't fix them, and he's gotten rid of the fact that he's Iron Man at the start. Of course it doesn't stick, but he tried. And the moment he really needs to come back, he's back with a new, better Iron Man suit than he's ever had before. As you'd expect, it's a nice, cool Iron Man suit with smooth lines and gold and red. It might not be as iconic and cool as the first suit because
it looked angrier almost.
Well, he is also angrier. It's true.
It looked like it had like a glare to it.
It does have a glare to it. Well, all of his suits have had something of a glare to them, but this one feels a bit stronger with it. It also feels bulkier.
Yeah,
which it is actually.
Oh, you know what scene I thought was really cool was when they're chasing Bucky down and. Iron Man tries to disarm him and Bucky shoots his bulletproof glasses. It's just oh.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah. The first action sequence in the movie was really disorienting. The shaky cam was really
the shaky
strong.
Yeah, it's true. The shaky cam in that opening action scene where they're pretty much fighting as a team still is horrendous.
Yeah. Later on, it
calms down.
It calms down. Yeah.
The ultimate fight scene doesn't have it.
Yeah.
The ultimate confrontation, which I say fight scene, it's more like what would you call it? It is sort of more just a single scene where you have Captain America and the Winter Soldier fighting against Iron Man, who just wants to kill the Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
And doesn't want anyone to be in his way, trademark. And yeah, that scene is actually really well done.
Yeah.
It's smooth. Like, if they'd made all the action scenes like that, the movie would be... I'd give it a whole nother 1 point. Like, you know, you say it's an 8 or a 9, I'll give it an extra mark.
I think I'd give it maybe like 4 out of 5 stars.
Okay, so
like,
an 8.
I really liked it. Yeah,
it deserves an 8. I'd say at the least an 8, maybe a 9.
Yeah.
It would deserve more if it didn't have that very annoying cinematography.
Yeah, at the start especially.
At the start especially, but the shaky cam, whenever they have shaky cam, it means you can't tell what's going on. It means they're going to use jump cuts because they don't want to actually choreograph a proper fight, which maybe that's because they don't want to shoot fights they're not actually going to use.
Yeah.
Which, I understand that, but at the same time, I look at older movies where they do choreograph the entire fight, and it's like, okay, they punched and they kicked, and you can see what they're doing and how they're fighting the whole way through. And like, he didn't really kick the guy that hard, but it's still like he did kick. I mean, there's both sides of that, right? You know. The Black Panther was okay. I didn't mind him. He was a very black man, which I didn't mind because he was clever and he was smart and he was sort of like their version of Batman, and better in some ways and worse in others. It's kind of annoying how he's immediately going for the claws and trying to kill, but you know, I mean, I get why he's doing it. It's well explained, but it's still like, he's their version of Batman, but he's not Batman. Yeah,
everyone has like their different degrees of like violence in this movie, aggression,
what they're willing to do to win.
Yeah. And he's definitely like the most inclined to just murder Bucky for like the start of the movie.
He's quite willing to kill because he's going out after revenge, really.
Yeah, because his father
died. He even has a character arc, remember?
Yeah,
when he changes his mind. He's like, he like the real villain of the movie. He says, "You're consumed by revenge, as is this guy, and I'm getting that way too, and I'm going to change."
It almost reminded me of that character from The Hateful Eight, the sheriff guy who starts off
the nigger hater.
Yeah. He starts off like, he's kind of the sleazebag.
He's the nigger hater of the movie. He's on the Confederate side. He's the worst of them all.
Yeah.
And he turns out to be really an entirely sympathetic character.
Yeah.
Like, okay, you hate blacks to some degree, but you're not a bad dude.
Yeah, he really cared about like the justice, and he worked together with Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah, he did not hate he did not hate blacks enough to make it a decision that went over other things.
Yeah, and I really like those like strong character arcs where they set up a character that is kind of like the least likable character at the start, and then they become the most likable.
Awful, and he turns out to, over the course of the movie, either change or reveal himself to actually be okay.
Yeah.
And he does. He reveals himself to be okay. Like he's a good guy at the end.
Yeah, he is.
He's completely switched from a guy who's primarily antagonistic to a guy who's entirely on their side.
Yeah.
But that doesn't happen entirely due to character arc. There is some character arc, but he only does that after he learns that he's been wrong the whole movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is character arc, I suppose, but it's also more like, I learned the facts and now I've changed my mind. Kind of like saying
that.
Okay, go ahead.
That kind of happens to everybody in the movie when they find out they're wrong, like Tony Stark as well.
He tries, he fails in the end, but that's because he gets a new fact revealed to him.
Yeah. Yeah, and then he mellows out again.
No, I'm gonna cause trouble even worse than ever before.
Yeah, well, he's
Tony Stark.
It's the exact same reason Batman went crazy in Batman v Superman, because his parents got killed by the
individual
guy
who he wants to kill. Yeah. Christmas Soldier kills his parents to steal Super Soldier Serum from the Starks. But Tony's unwilling to accept that it's mind control, which it is, and it's really obvious that it is, and he should be of understanding that it is at this point.
He doesn't care.
Yeah, which is like, wait, what?
Well, he's just frustrated. The way he sees it, like, this guy physically, like, killed my parents.
Well, yeah, he literally says, I don't care, now I'm going to get revenge.
He's just... Everyone gets that unreasonable when they're that pissed off. Like, yeah. I don't care what the rationale is. But I'm not being rational right now.
Yeah, he really, it's, you know, it's just like, it's another flaw in Tony's... what would that be?
Well, he's having a really bad day.
Yeah, he is having a really bad day, but it's another flaw in his garbage planet full of flaws.
Yeah.
He's got about 500 million flaws. He could use one more in the pile.
Spider-Man
was fun. He was well introduced. I like the fact that he's back in the movie. I like that Aunt May is hot in an older woman way.
Like, she's not even that old in this
She looks
movie.
like a 40-year-old.
Yeah, she doesn't look like 60 though.
No, but she looks like a 40-year-old woman. I know. Okay, at my church there is a 40-year-old woman who looks similarly aged. She's got a hot daughter. She's pretty good looking herself, but she's similarly aged in the same way that says she was really hot when she was younger.
Yeah, I really like Spider-Man in this movie.
Spider-Man was good.
Especially when he gets into the fight and he's just like... you can tell he's just...
an amateur.
Yeah.
He's an eager amateur.
Yep.
He's trying. He's talking too much. Flapping his gums.
And he's also such a nice guy as well at the same time.
He's not trying to be mean.
Yep.
He's not trying to be an a-hole. His quips are sort of... they're friendly quips.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get the idea of
it's very Spider-Man.
It's very Spider-Man, yes. They're not mean-spirited, which to some degree it feels sometimes like he'd be mean-spirited because he's making fun of the same guys still, and they're still trying to win against him.
Yeah. And
it's just like, come on, guys. You're not gonna win, and he's being so mean and so cruel. But, he doesn't feel that way.
Yeah.
He's a nice kid who Tony decides he needs some extra backup on this and figures, hey, Spider-Man! And, yeah, he does a good job. I mean, if they're making another Spider-Man movie... Spoilers.
Yeah.
It's the new, gooder Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Not the old, crappy, amazing one. They called him amazing because they might as well have put him in a maze for all the good it did. Yeah. Tony Stark was hitting on Aunt May because apparently he can't get it on with Pepper because he's too much of an asshole. Who's surprised?
Yeah. Yeah, Tony's had a few rough
relationships.
Movies.
He's had a few rough relationships, which is to say all of them.
Yeah.
The only one who he hasn't actually... No, he's had a rough relationship even with Rhodey.
Your cat's named Pepper as well.
Oh, no. I'm not sexually attracted to it in any way. It's a cat.
You just named it because...
because of its color.
No, because you loved that character in the movie so much.
Oh, yeah, it's such a great character.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all that it was. There's no other reason. Lies and slander, lies and slander. Don't believe it.
What's wrong about you? The whole world. What's wrong about you?
The Obadiah, he didn't get along with. His driver, he's an asshole too. So he kind of, it's like, you're an asshole. You got what you deserve.
What about that little kid?
Who he was an asshole to.
Yeah.
But in the same act of the movie. Well, that's how he knows he can be an asshole. Because we've got a connection.
You're cold. I can tell. You know how I can tell? Because we're connected.
Good movie.
Good movie.
Highly recommend it.
I recommend it on the caveat that you watched Batman v Superman and want to see it done well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Batman v Superman had the best cinematic Batman you'll ever see. But it unfortunately had some sort of mopey loser wearing Superman outfit. And, he could fly and do stuff like that, but so can half of the Avengers.
Batman v Superman had like half the characters, if that, and did half
way
as
less
much.
Than half.
Like, yeah,
Horror.
and they weren't nearly as well developed as any of the characters in this movie.
And nope. Superman is supposed to be an icon. Steve Rogers acts more like I'd expect Superman to act than Superman acts in Superman v Batman.
Yeah.
So it's really, really, really sad. No, the diverse cast was, it wasn't bad. They all did their acting good.
Yep.
They did good acting.
Yep.
They all had fun with it, and you could tell.
If you skipped out on Superman,
They even
v
had
Batman,
They had an Indian. He had a gem in his forehead. The yellow gem. He had
is he actually an Indian?
Well, he's very red skinned.
He's not Indian.
No, he's a redskin.
Oh yeah, that was his.
That's his skin color.
The thing on his head.
That's a different kind of Indian, though.
Yeah,
right?
I know.
Yeah. His bindi gem. They say that you're if you have the psychic eye, it manifests in the forehead right there. So that's the idea there. It's his psychic head.
Oh, is that actually?
That's actually
why?
What they say. Yes, that is a representation of enlightenment. That's why.
So I wasn't making a clever comment because that's literally what it's based
what
off.
it is. It is not the mind gem from Marvel. Come on.
Oh, okay.
It's not based on the Marvel mind gem. It's actually a thing though in the Indian culture.
Yes,
that
but
is where your
I'm
third
saying
eye
that's
is.
what they're basing the gem off of.
Oh, that's possible, but it's also possible that they wanted it somewhere where it's visible.
Yeah.
And where are you going to put it on his nose? His chin?
What's her face was really OP. That chick who caused the terrorist attack.
Scarlet Witch?
That broke the whole Avengers? Yeah.
Yeah, she's supposed to be OP, I think.
Yeah.
I think she's supposed to. Her thing is, a lot like Iron Man. Iron Man is stupidly OP, but both of them have crippling personal issues that make them not so OP. Whereas you get the weaker characters have less personal issues, so it's sort of like power makes you insane.
Yeah,
kind of deal. Well, not literally, but
I thought it was a mistake how they did the trailer, where they show the black guy like getting unmasked and because I thought that gave away way too much for that fight. Because when you saw it, I don't think you expected that, and you're like, ooh. Oh, geez. Yeah, he's messed up after that. Whereas I was like, oh, yeah, this is where the trailer part kicks in.
No, you're talking about Black Panther or the...
No, War Machine. Don Cheadle's character.
Yes, but you were saying that he was dead. And you had said that to me previously.
He might be dead?
No, you said he might be dead. You said they're probably going to kill off War Machine.
Well, yeah, but he... You know he's going to get messed up in one way or another.
Well, you expect that he's going to get messed up. Actually,
I did see
that scene. I thought it was also possible that he'd just be injured.
Yeah,
he was just injured.
Well, he was unconscious from the looks of it, even in the trailer, so you can tell it's something pretty serious by that. Yeah,
of course, it was something pretty serious. He got his spine broken pretty badly, and Iron Man's going to prosthetize him. Which is to say, stick him in an Iron Man prosthesis. But
I thought that would have had more of an impact if that scene was left out of the trailer.
That should probably have been left out of the trailer then.
Yeah,
I kind of expected a Hawkman bird costume dude. To actually catch him. I expected him to. I expected it to be like Iron Man doesn't make it, Bird Guy catches him, so those two patch up that relationship there. Yeah. I was expecting that.
Yeah.
I didn't get it, obviously, but...
Yeah.
I mean, it's you don't always get what you want.
Yeah.
And if you try sometimes, you still don't get what you need. You just die.
One complaint, the credits go on for a really long time, and then the end of credit scene sucks.
It's lackluster. That is... we're going to do a Spider-Man movie, guys! Yeah, we know. That's why you rebooted him... So that you could do more movies with him, right?
Yep.
Right? Obvious? No duh? Is there anyone? I did like how they had the first one where I got a package here for Tony Stank.
Yeah. But that was Stan Lee.
Yeah, Stan Lee did. I got a package for Tony Stank, and it's like, It was like, oh, I'm never letting that go.
I like when Captain America makes out with the chick, and then the two guys in the car are just
kisses her. Doesn't make out. Make out implies a much more rigorous.
But they're kind of like, ooh.
They're both like, oh yeah, and he's like, wait, I just had witnesses to kissing a girl.
Yeah, he's like,
they continuously have little bits of witty banter that are fun.
Yeah.
And that's always a nice thing to have, that these Marvel movies have. They have witty dialogue. The Batman v Superman movie went for dramatic, meaningful dialogue.
Yeah.
And that's really what didn't work in it. So, well, no, it kind of did work in that one.
Yeah.
Because they were doing it more serious. This one where they had it as the, more, we're all having fun. We have dramatic moments too, but we're all having fun.
Actually, one thing I guess I can address, I can see why people kind of feel overwhelmed by the whole, like, Marvel Cinematic Universe, because...
there's a lot of characters.
Well, not just that, but all the movies tie into each other. So you watch one movie, and it starts off, like, following a previous movie, and it leads into another one.
Yes, it's like reading something similar
watching a TV series or something. Almost.
I'd say it's more similar to watching like an episode of Game of Thrones.
Yes, yeah.
Except that you expect closure at the end of every episode.
Yeah.
Actual closure, not like, oh, stay tuned for tomorrow's episode.
Actually, Game of Thrones, the one episode I saw of Game of Thrones ended with a lot of closure to it.
My understanding of Game of Thrones is that
there's so much going on, and they close out like one thing in that episode.
Yeah.
I think that about covers it, actually. I think we've talked, like, dissected the movie.
We've dissected the movie to some degree. I'm sure someone can come up with something better, but...
Yeah.
So what? You have your opinion and I have mine. That just makes your opinion wrong.
Yeah, we're kind of like Iron Man and Captain America on our views of the movie.
Yeah, but we agree.
We agree. Yeah.
We completely disagree, except that we're exactly the same.
Yeah. Another fun Marvel flick.
Yep, it was a fun movie. You could eat popcorn while watching it, but then you can't hear the dialogue as well. It didn't feel like it was too loud. I never really felt like I needed to plug my ears.
Yeah.
I mean, the Superman v Batman movie was too loud. I plugged my ears for long stints of that movie. Almost nothing was happening and my ears hurt. It was too much. But this movie, no, it wasn't too loud. I didn't bring earplugs and I didn't have a problem.
Yeah.
Which I can say, it should get 6 extra points for that. So
the
it's
audio
a 16
was
out of 10.
Balanced. Because in Superman v Batman, it was like... quiet at parts and then loud at other parts.
I mean, it should have been quiet at parts, but it should have been quieter overall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's the Captain America, the Winter Soldier Part 2.
I always call him the Christmas Soldier. It's just stuck in my head somehow. Captain America, the Christmas Soldier.
The Christmas Soldier.
And it's Captain America who's the Christmas Soldier. It's who's this other guy? Bucky, the Christmas Soldier,
the
and
Vampire Slayer.
Bucky the Vampire Slayer.
The Bionic Commando.
The Bionic Commando Vampire Slayer. Okay, now we're going to have 30 seconds of silence for